guys, Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Action Comics issue 14, and before I start this review, just want to remind you guys I have 2 reviews on Dark Avenger Inc. already. They're already uploaded, so go check that out. It is for Freelancer issue 1, which is a Boom Studios comic book, and Smallville Season 11, issue 7. Sorry guys, too many numbers. Yes, and that's actually my pick of the week, so go check that out, and I'm going to try to feature it on my channel, that way you guys could see it. But in the description below, there's a link to Dark Avenger Inc. anyway, so you can go check that out. Check out my pick of the week. But let's start talking about Action Comics issue 14. Yeah, covers interesting, I guess. I actually put this in the bottom of my pile because I was like, alright, Action Comics for me is a series sometimes that is a hit and miss. Some issues are like, now I know why I really liked this series in the beginning, because this was actually one of my favorite New 52 series, and then it kind of just went, right when they had the origin story, it's like, origin story, alright, okay, and then shoo. And then sometimes they have that one good issue. So Action Comics for me has been a hit and miss sometimes. In the beginning it was a really good series, and then there's just more bad issues, and then there'd be that one random good issue, and then a bad issue, and then a good issue. So for me, this cover didn't really make me that interested. I'm like, alright, let's see what happens. But it was on the bottom of my pile. I think it was actually the last comic book I read for the week, so it was on the bottom of my pile. Let's see if I liked it. Maybe I did enjoy it. With this issue, we get to see these random astronauts, and they live on Mars. And they have these random alien bulldozers, I'm not lying to you. And they are attacking their, I guess, area. And Superman saves the day for them. And then there's more random angels that come to Mars. And Superman has to fight them. And then everyone's like, who are these people? And Superman says, I don't know, but let's try defeating them. And now there's this other guy. His name is, let me see if I can find his name. It's like, Vindixdiff. I don't know if you guys could see that, but I can't pronounce his name. I don't know. I'm not a big Superman fan, so I don't know. About, here, you could see it. Vindixdiff. Yeah, I can't pronounce that. A villain who can melt people, and they're the humans. So I don't know exactly who he is, but I'm sure he'll play a big part with, you know, the next couple of issues. So as you can see, as I explain this story, I didn't like it. I'm sorry. This is actually one of the worst Action Comics issues I've read. Everything was so random. First of all, bulldozers that look American, and not American, but earthly. Regular bulldozers, which is alien. That makes sense, right? Because aliens will make the same exact thing that Earth would make, right? And then these random angels coming to attack them. Like, why are they attacking them? I mean, if this was, I felt like I was in the middle of a story arc, and I think that's the best way to describe it. I'm like, alright, so what did I miss? You know? And I feel like I missed so much, and I didn't miss anything. I picked up every issue of Action Comics. I picked up the annual last week. I didn't miss anything. So what was this? What was this? I don't rant. I really don't. Most of the time, if I see a bad comic book, I find something that was good. But there was nothing good about this comic book. And I saw some people really enjoyed this issue, but for me, I was just like, really, bulldozers? Alien bulldozers? And then angels randomly popping in, and then this random supervillain, which, again, I'm not a big Superman fan, so maybe this is, like, someone in the past, but it's also a New 52 title, so it shouldn't be someone in the past. It should be someone we knew from Action Comic books. Yeah, and then there's a random kid in space. Like, how, like, I understand these random people are on Mars. Okay, that's fine. It is a comic book, so you understand that, because, you know, some things that usually don't happen in real life will happen in a comic book. But why is there a kid there? I understand if people are working on Mars, whatever, they're trying to make it that way humans could live there. But a kid won't live on Mars. I mean, maybe the parents would bring the kid. I don't know. But I don't know why a kid was in this whole experiment thing. I guess maybe the parents like, oh, well, we're going to Mars. Can't leave our kid, so let's bring him. I mean, I kind of understand that, but I don't know. I guess it was just that way people see that people like Superman. Because he's like very excited to see Superman. And another thing that annoyed me in this issue actually, reminded me because the kid was talking to Superman, and he said, like, this whole issue, Superman just keeps talking about Jor-El and how great he is. I'm like, alright, I know this is his father, he does believe he's great, but I don't believe he would talk so much about Jor-El and talk about how great he is all the time. I think he would say, oh yeah, Jor-El was great, but you know who else was great? My other dad, who I never talk about in Action comic books, and I never talk about my parents in Action comic books, but that's one of the most important things in Superman being Superman is his parents. And they never talks about him. He talks about Jor-El before he talks about his actual father, and I thought that was really weird. I mean, just for me, I guess that was weird. I understand talking about Jor-El and stuff, that is his father, but I just feel like, I think talking about Jonathan first in this series before he talks about Jor-El would make a little bit more sense. He never talks about his parents at all, but then he talks about his other parents. There's actually a secondary story, and after I read this I think I mentioned this in my freelancer review on Dark Avenger Inc. It's like, some comics you know are bad is when you're reading it and you want it to end. And that's what I felt with this. And then when there's the secondary story that came, I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with Superman for the month. And I was like, I'm not reading the secondary story. And I read some of it, and I was like, alright, it was okay. It was better than the regular story. But I was dreading this issue. I actually wanted it to end. And that's why I say don't pick this issue up. The art is cartoony-ish like it was with the annual. I don't mind that. I thought it was okay art. I just think the art that they used to have was a little bit better. But the art was the only thing I liked throughout this issue. And that's why I'm going to give this a 1.5. And I just, no, don't pick it up. I never really rant about comic books. And I usually never really hate a comic. But this, I just dreaded reading it. It was just really bad and random for a Superman comic. It was just such a random story, and I say don't pick it up. I give it a 1.5. Hopefully next issue is better, but I think it's a continuation of this, so I was like, I don't know. I'll probably still pick it up because I've been picking up Action comics, and hopefully it gets a little better, you know. I want that issue that's good again, you know. I think it's going to be different. I think Grant Morrison's leaving it soon, so I love Grant Morrison, but I guess I don't like his Superman that much, because I really liked his Superman in the beginning. It's just that now it's just getting, I don't know, like this issue. I just did not like it. But I give it a 1.5. I say don't pick it up. And guys, don't forget to follow me on Comic Uno and the Rant Situations on Twitter. And I say don't pick it up. Save your money. Maybe wait for the next story arc. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the next issue. But we'll see. Again, don't pick it up. This is Comic Uno. Bye, guys.